Hello and welcome back to another pandemic podcast. I'm Jack Carlson. I'm joined, of course, with the Scratch Sport boys, James and Arthur. Say hello.
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 And well, we've already talked about new sports in the last episode. Let's get our Premier League team. Well, our favourite Premier League team.
Yeah.
Favorite Premier League 11, isn't it?
Not necessarily the best, but our favourite.
Yeah. So we've got a mix of maybe players we've watched that we love, just genuinely all-time great players. And we've got a bench as well, so we've got 3 players that maybe we couldn't fit into the starting 11, which we think definitely deserve a place on the bench. So, Arthur, why don't you kick us off in goal? Who have you gone with?
I've gone with Edwin van der Sar.
Ooh.
I have joined him with Van der Sar.
Oh, you have? Yes! Get in there.
So why have you gone for Van der Sar, you two?
You go first, James.
Because I did originally have Peter Schmeichel in there. He was a last-minute change putting Van der Sar in. Because I've not watched Peter Schmeichel, so I can't really say how good he was. But I've watched Van der Sar when Man United were in their primes, when I was watching football probably the most. And he was just, I think he was just arguably the best goalkeeper ever to be in the league. Peter Schmeichel close second.
Yeah, I was the same reasons. I was like, I could always say Schmeichel, but I never actually saw live footage of him playing, apart from charity games. So I'm like, I'm not going to base him off of that. And then Van der Sar, he had the record for the longest clean sheet, I'm pretty sure as well. Longest run of clean sheets and time without conceding
a goal. Better shout, Brad Friedel.
Brad Friedel.
I mean,
is that a serious one?
I hope not.
No, he was good though, wasn't he? He played the most consecutive games, something like 4.
He did, yeah.
So it's like saying Brad Guzan was worth it.
Yeah. Tim Howard, best beard.
To be fair,
She's gone for Americans basically now.
I have gone with Petr Cech.
Petr Cech, yeah.
For the simple fact, I think most clean sheets in the Premier League.
I think so. He has the record, doesn't he?
And when he was in his prime at Chelsea, he was the best goalkeeper, arguably in the world. Manuel Neuer, Manuel Neuer for me has probably been the only one that's come close to him. And in terms of quality of keeper. So I think for the Premier League it had to be Petr Cech for me. I think
the only reason I would have picked him is just the last season or so at Arsenal just tainted it a bit for me. But
yeah,
he didn't evolve with the game as well.
I can understand him wanting to keep playing football, but going to Arsenal and being first choice at Arsenal was probably not the best decision for him.
It was good in the first year because he was really good in the first year. It's just the second year and the last year we needed an upgrade, and for some reason it really annoyed me was the Europa League final, and we went with him instead of Bernd Leno, which was it made so much sense because Petr Cech was going off to work for Chelsea. Yeah, he'd been past it, and it was just don't let him play against them and try and actually win the thing. But we had fun to the last.
I'll create our joint 11 on my screen now. So for goalkeeper, who are we saying? I'm saying Van der Sar.
I think simply because of a majority vote, I'll go with Van der Sar.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So goalkeeper, Van der Sar.
Okay, right back. I'll start. I went with Zabaleta.
Ooh.
Pablo.
I did because simply in that City side, he not only had a great ability to cross the ball. He was a proper tough defender. He would battle you, and as a winger, thinking of coming up against Zabaleta would scare me because he would hold on to you, would stick to you. He'd not give you any space. So I'm gonna go Zabaleta.
Who have you gone for?
I've gone with Gary Neville.
Yeah, I mean,
but
I think
I'm happy to concede. I'm happy to concede to Zabaleta if we have to get to.
Why did you go with Gary Neville for a start?
I just think he's probably the best defensive fullback we've ever seen in the league, and again, I've seen evidence of him in his prime a little bit, as I'm older than you boys by quite a ways, but it's just it just seemed not like an obvious choice, but it just seemed the right choice to me in terms of the best right back. But Zabaleta probably is a bit more of a modern day version of him. So
James.
I went for a bit of a controversial one. I went for Antonio Valencia.
Oh,
okay. So he was only a right back in his later years. Well,
Yeah.
Keane did play right back sometimes, Man United, but why on earth Antonio Valencia? Because Arthur's shaking his head furiously.
Arthur isn't happy because I've chosen the other Man United fullback, who is arguably up there in the position. But I don't know why I went for him. I was just scrolling through the players, and he's the one that jumped out to me. I did have Trent in there originally, but he's nothing at the time.
Is one of the best of all times when he's only come in the last couple of years?
Yeah, that's why I
20.
took him out.
So you went for Valencia instead. You could have like Bakary Sagna or Aspilicueta
or Neville or Zabaleta.
Neville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's got to go to Zabaleta, really, hasn't it? This one.
I say that's the reason I was like Zabaleta's a good shout. I didn't think of him first, but like the reason I would pick Valencia is because he never won a league title playing right back. I don't believe.
Yeah.
So
no.
Like Zabaleta, I think Zabaleta's the best shout.
Zabaleta is in.
Okay, so shall we go with our centre back pairing?
Well, why don't you both say one each?
Okay, go on then.
We'll see.
I've got Rio Ferdinand.
Same.
I've got Vincent Kompany.
I also have Vincent Kompany as well.
I don't have Vincent Kompany.
My other one was John Terry.
My other one was Virgil van Dijk.
Ooh.
Oh, I wouldn't agree with that.
So we've matched on Ferdinand
And Kompany.
and the Kompany. So one of those two has to get in.
Okay, I like Kompany. I think Kompany definitely in there. We've all said Kompany.
Or we could put Kompany and Ferdinand in.
But what about John Terry? Can I
So
say
John Terry was in the back of my mind. I think it was between him or Kompany for me.
simply because I think in which season was it? Was it Antonio Conte? No, it wasn't Antonio Conte. He barely played in Antonio Conte. It was Mourinho's.
Got a dog attack.
It's one of the Mourinho's. Was it Mourinho's the last time Mourinho won the Premier League? I think John Terry played every single game that season.
Yes, he did.
And this was like John Terry when he'd hit 30 and he'd played every single game that season next to Gary Cahill, and they were an unstoppable partnership. But I think before that, Terry was incredible. He's always been one of the best defenders, and I think maybe him staying at Chelsea. I think he probably stayed at Chelsea a bit too long, and when he got to that older age, he obviously then went on to Aston Villa and didn't really do much there.
Yeah, that was probably a wrong choice, wasn't it?
I think if he'd retired just straight from Chelsea, I can understand the footballers want to keep on playing. But in terms of a legacy and a reputation, maybe for us watching him retire, I think John Terry should have retired from Chelsea. But I mean, the close second to Terry was Vidic.
Vidic is on that. He was my third centre back.
He's on my bench. So
he is on my bench as well. Okay, so
what's the definite one we're getting in there? So are we saying Kompany is definite no-brainer?
Kompany's a definite. But before we put Ferdinand in, because it is your majority vote 2-1, but why have you chosen Ferdinand?
I think he was the Van Dijk before Van Dijk came about, and I think because in the league there was a better quality of defending and centre backs when Ferdinand was about, and the fact that he stood out so much more than everyone else, I think that's why I didn't put Van Dijk in, because I think Van Dijk looks so much better, because I just think the centre back quality in the league is just shocking at the minute. When you look at the fact that Gary Cahill moved to Palace and has now become their best centre back at the age of 35.
See, that's the thing. I don't know why teams didn't go in for Gary Cahill.
Oh, I'm really annoyed that Arsenal didn't. Arsenal's been perfect for him.
It's like
David Luiz.
It's like people had the same reaction when they were saying, "Oh, why on earth would you want Johnny Evans?" But now look at him at Leicester and how good he's doing.
Yeah,
and
£3 million as well.
Exactly. Arsenal should have probably gone in for Johnny Evans.
Could have a centre back partnership right now of Gary Cahill and Johnny Evans, and everyone would probably be like, "Oh, that's stupid." But right now, you'd be like, "Yes, please."
You concede so little goals.
Yeah. We probably have one of the best defences in the league if we had them two, but no,
instead of Cahill, you went for David Luiz. How's that one worked out?
Instead of Evans, we went for Socrates. It's literally those two in that order. Oh, it's so stupid. But
so, James, why Ferdinand?
Well, Arthur's already pretty much said everything for Ferdinand. Do you want me to fight for Van Dijk?
Yeah, give us Van Dijk out.
Well, I don't think anyone has made as much of an impact in recent years to a team as... Oh, look at the dog. As Virgil van Dijk has to Liverpool. He's come in and being in that squad has completely changed it. They've gone from 8th in the league to winning the league this year inevitably if it wasn't for the and there's no way that you can Do you agree that he's made the biggest impact of any player of recent times to any team?
The one thing I will give you is the fact Van Dijk is probably the closest any other player has come to knocking Ronaldo or Messi off kind of that perch for the Ballon d'Or. I mean, obviously Modric did, but that was only because of an exceptional season. But like, when does a defender ever get close to winning to get coming close to a player that basically doesn't score or assist many? So that kind of proves how much he's worth. I mean, if we were having a Euros this year, it would have been great to have seen how well Van Dijk had done in that international tournament. And obviously, to be fair, I think last season he was a lot better. This season, I don't think he's been that great. I just think the quality around Liverpool has been poor this season, which is why they've stormed ahead so much. I don't think Van Dijk has been as good this season as he was last season, but I can see your point for wanting Van Dijk.
Yeah, I would say just Ferdinand because he was the Van Dijk before Van Dijk came into the league, and there was Ferdinand was partnered with Vidic, and then they had Wes Brown on the bench, who's probably better quality than Matip, Lovren, and Gomez probably I'd say that time, and Wes Brown never got a look at Man United because of Ferdinand and Vidic, but then is it the case that James has got Van Dijk in his starting 11 that we might have to substitute out Vidic in the subs?
Ooh. Yeah. Okay. I'll let you.
Should we leave that to the subs?
Yeah. Vidic. I'll put Vidic in the subs.
We've all got Vidic in the subs. I think he's worth one sub spot. He's our defensive sub.
Yeah.
Vidic.
Right,
okay. So left back.
So we confirming it's Kompany and Ferdinand then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Kompany and Ferdinand.
Yeah.
So left back.
I think there's only one option, isn't there? Surely.
I've got Ashley Cole.
Yes.
Ooh.
Who have you gone for? There's no other choice. I'm sorry. But he is the best left back ever.
I went with Patrice Evra.
No, Ashley Cole is the best left back to arguably play football.
I mean, yeah, he was.
Other than probably Maldini.
I thought Ashley Cole, but then I just thought I could cause a stir with Evra. But I suppose you've both gone with
He's a very good shout, but I would just say Ashley Cole was from when he first came in the team, he joined a team that then won the double and the unbeatables team. Then went to Chelsea where they won. They'd had the best home records ever and won the Champions League with them. He's won everything apart from something internationally.
I mean, I guess to actually make a stand and make a name for yourself as a left back is huge within itself. So, okay, I think we'll have to agree on Ashley Cole as the man for our left back spot.
I think he did it so long, didn't he, as well?
Yeah.
Right. Choose one of your centre mids.
Okay, so I've gone 4-3-3. So one of my three centre mids is Yaya Toure.
Ooh.
I've got Steven Gerrard.
And then I'll go with Fabregas.
Ooh, okay.
James, why don't you put them down the list?
Okay.
And then we'll have our other two options we'll try and push the case for then.
Okay.
Because I've also got Gerrard in there.
I've got Gerrard's opposite number, essentially, Lampard.
I've got Lampard.
You both got Lampard.
And then I've kind of gone, rather than a flat three, I've kind of got pushed one of them up, and I've got Rooney playing like a cam.
So I've got Scholes as my other centre mid.
See, I've got Scholes on the bench. Although Vieira is a big shout, that big name.
Yeah, it is a shout.
I would take down Toure to put Vieira in.
I was going to say I'd take down Vieira to put Toure in because I think the whole issue I put ahead was that seeing them in their primes and all that sort of thing. Again, I saw Vieira for a very short span of time in the unbeaten season and the season after that, and obviously he was really good. But I've seen Toure basically transform Man City from a Champions League, pushing into the Champions League, to then winning the Premier League and then staying at the top. So I'm happy to switch out Vieira for Toure.
Okay.
So
I mean, one player we're not thinking of, Roy Keane.
Again, that's the whole thing. I never really saw him, and I think the players that we've got in there are better players. Like Roy Keane is arguably probably the best captain and leader ever to play in the Premier League,
Hmm.
and he's the whole Jordan Henderson thing, isn't he? He does the dirty work. But again, if you were to name a Premier League team of the year now, is Jordan Henderson going to be first name to come to your head? Probably not, because
This season, I'd put Jordan Henderson in my team of the season.
well, no, I don't mean like team of the season now. I mean like best players in the league right now.
Oh yeah.
In terms of position, like you're not going to put Henderson now, are you? Like again, like David Silva comes to my mind first. De Bruyne.
I think because they do such a maybe good job in an area which isn't as they are just forgotten. Obviously nobody can forget about Roy Keane because you see him on the TV every 5 seconds. But
yeah, exactly. But
so are we going to?
say like we've like say like Gerrard and like Vieira and Toure and that sort of thing. Like they were like a bit of do it all sort of thing. They could do everything. They could defend, attack, pass, and all that sort of thing. Whereas like specifically for a team to win a league season, you need a Roy Keane, you need a Jordan Henderson. But if you're compiling, if you've got the likes of, you know, if we're ever lucky enough to have the midfield of Vieira, Gerrard, and Toure, or whatever combination we're going to go with, you'd be like, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't need a Roy Keane.
Are we going to jointly agree on Yaya Toure?
Yes.
Okay. Who else do we want to agree on?
I think Gerrard, Vieira, and Toure are a shout.
I think you have to have either Toure or Vieira. I think that's for one or the other.
Yeah.
I agree with Gerrard. I'm happy with Gerrard.
I'll drop my Lampard for your Gerrard.
Okay.
We did give you Toure. Right. That's fair, isn't it?
Yeah, that is fair. So we've got Gerrard and Toure, Yaya Toure, as two of the three. State your case for the third one, James.
My third one is either Lampard or Scholes.
So I've got Scholes on my bench. I've got Lampard as one of my other three, and I had Rooney playing in that kind of just behind the striker role. Were you thinking more proper midfielders, or could maybe a centre attacking mid Rooney sneak in there?
I was playing the flat three, so I went for the ones that can do everything with Gerrard in the middle and Lampard and Scholes either side was my thinking, like, because I just don't know if it would work because there was never any good at England when they all played together, was there?
That's what I was thinking. I couldn't taint it with Lampard and Gerrard in my centre mid because I was like, no, never work. I'd say my shout was obviously Fabregas because again he's a bit of a do-it-all, but also like another shout maybe because again we did this, Jack, when we sort of made a combination of the United and Liverpool teams. David Beckham in midfield, his true position probably.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely worth it. In my team, I probably wouldn't replace him instead of Rooney. I probably want to keep Rooney in there, but we've both got a common denominator in Lampard, I think, or Gerrard.
Yeah.
Scholes was on my bench, so you know I'm a big fan of Scholes, Lampard, Gerrard, all of those. So
can I not tempt you with Fabregas at all?
It's really tempting, and another name I'm going to throw out there, David Silva.
He's on my bench. David Silva's on my bench.
I mean, Kevin De Bruyne. I think recently you've got Kevin De Bruyne, you've got N'Golo Kante. Do they get maybe look-ins?
I don't think Kante gets a look in.
Like he's an excellent player, but again, in terms of what we've got in there, you've got Yaya Toure, goals and defend. Gerrard, goal and defend. Fabregas, goal and defend, clearly. But they if I make my case again for Fabregas, I'd say he single-handedly kept up a title fight with Arsenal in 2010 by scoring 20-odd goals in the field. But then with that, you could probably say Lampard in there. Because again, he did that every single season. So I'd say maybe an attacking option, or so maybe a Rooney isn't a bad shout either. But I'd probably concede with like Lampard because both of you had Lampard, didn't you?
Yeah. Okay. I would go with Lampard.
I'd say Lampard. Yeah, I'd say Lampard.
So we're going for Gerrard, Lampard, and Toure.
Yep.
Seems fair to me. Seems about right. Yeah.
And front three. Okay.
Let's
start on the right. I'm going to put a name out there straight away. 100% deserves to be here. No questions. Mohamed Salah.
No.
Because
I've
I'm totally with you on that, Jack. Because like he scored the most goals in the Premier League season ever, and like
From the wing.
from the wing. But I'm curious to hear what James has to say.
He's the closest we've had to like a Messi in the Premier League. That's all I'm saying.
See, I've got Ronaldo sitting at right wing.
I'm the same. I have Ronaldo at right wing.
Yeah, but I just don't think Premier League Ronaldo is.
I think I've been swayed.
I just don't think Premier League Ronaldo trumps Mohamed Salah.
But I think you forget about Ronaldo. Like again, like he had that one season or 1 or 2 seasons where he just exploded for goals, and that was like fair enough. But you forget like how good he was because it wasn't required of him when he was because again he was 18, 19 when he first came to the league and he was getting the kick crap out of him. And I was just surprised. I just think when I remember watching him like as a kid and being like he's always on match of the day. He always does highlights. If it's not scoring, he's assisting or he's doing some sort of trick. Whereas Salah, I'm like, it's basically just a goal. Really, it's either a really nice goal or it is just a goal. And like I never see him like take a pass. Like, he hasn't obviously done it. Like he'd take a pass at a couple of players and that's it. But Ronaldo would do it every single week.
Mm-hmm.
And he would like single-handedly win a game for you. Like if you're 0-0 against Chelsea, he'd pop up with a winner, and you're just like, right, fair enough. Because I remember he ruined Arsenal's chance of winning the league in 2005, where he just scored 2, assisted 1, and beat us 4-2 single-handedly, basically. And so I don't know. And he's such a generational talent as well. I think you just think of the Premier League, even he wasn't here for that long compared to his other stints.
I mean, the only argument I'd have for Salah is that I put him in because I've seen him. I saw him do it. Yeah. I saw him do it, and I saw people go, "Is this kid for real?" Because the fact he never came to the Premier League with that much expectation, they were like, "Oh, well, why on earth Liverpool buying Salah? He's going to be the same as what he was at Chelsea. He's going to do nothing." Obviously, those pundits hadn't learned from Kevin De Bruyne coming back to City.
No.
And
it's just Chelsea tainting reputations, isn't it? Because Chelsea just panic bought all those young players at the time because they didn't want Liverpool, Man City, United, Chelsea, and Arsenal, all them lot getting their hands on them. So they bought Salah to get him away from Liverpool, and then just ruined just basically delayed his career to Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knew.
Whilst we were squads, I mentioned Alexis Sanchez. Is he in for a shout?
No.
No, because again, like if you had him over Ronaldo, that would just be a disgrace. Like I couldn't find it. He was very good. He could be like potential substitute spot, but he was never. I think you need to have a title win under you to really get yourself ahead of like a Salah or Ronaldo, which just Alexis Sanchez never had, unfortunately.
So who is saying for right wing, Ronaldo or Salah? I'm good with either.
I'm good with either.
Shall we come back to it?
We'll come back to it.
Let's see what we've got at left wing then. Arthur?
I've got the best player ever, Thierry Henry.
I've got Thierry Henry as well.
I've got Eden Hazard.
Ooh.
I thought about doing that because the whole recency thing, but I have seen Henry play and stuff, and so I was like, I'll say that. But Eden Hazard, I was thinking about, but every other year he would be good. He'd have one good year, one off year.
I just remembered. I forgot a midfielder. He's on my subs bench though. Don't worry. I could have got in. But Eden Hazard, I think he's the best out and out left winger ever to be in the Premier League. Like Thierry Henry was prolifically a striker, wasn't he? Really?
Yeah. They played a similar way to how Liverpool play now. When you look back at it,
yeah,
it's quite similar to that with Dennis Bergkamp in the middle. You have Henry and Perez either side, but I can see your case for Hazard because I thought about it as well, but I can't stand him. A personal vendetta against him being a fat sod.
I'm gonna go with I think Henry.
I think Henry just because again he scored and assisted 20 plus goals every single year.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember just watching him that no one seemed to be able to tackle him for some reason. It's just weird because he was 6'2", 6'3", and had the control of a Hazard, but the strength of a Yaya Toure, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Just something else.
Well, I can't really argue with that. So Thierry Henry it is then.
He is the best player ever, so it's fine. I understand why he lost that debate.
So up front,
you go first, James.
I've got Fernando Torres.
What is your obsession of getting him involved in this podcast somehow?
he's my favourite player of all time when it comes to
Oh,
football.
really?
Favorite player to watch of all time, Fernando Torres.
I get that. When his first year here in England, he was something else. It was the year they should have won the league again.
And yeah, I did have Shearer in there at one point.
I've got Shearer.
Have you got Shearer?
Yeah.
Who do you have, Arthur?
I've got Aguero.
He's on my bench.
I went for Aguero just because of that moment. That I remember just being sat at my brother's with all his mates and just seeing it unfold, and that's just crazy.
It doesn't matter. Like, if you're a football fan, everybody had to go mental.
Yeah, and because it stopped United winning a league, which is always fun, which is everyone loves.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was really the start of their downfall, really, wasn't it? I think from that point onwards, it was damage control for United.
So that's why Aguero should be in there, because he's single-handedly ruined Man United's recent
10
career.
years. He's ruined 10 years of a football club, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Okay, yeah, I will concede Shearer for Aguero. I think if James would,
I think
I'm quite up for the whole Torres thing as well, actually, though. Because I just as a kid, I just remember watching Torres for at least 3 years. He was really good.
Yeah.
At Liverpool, and he just like Pluminek, like this guy who's just come from Spain. Like at the time, like I only knew Premier League football basically. So anyone came over from Spain, and I was like, I don't know who this guy is. And then apart from like you watched him at Euros the year after his first year in Liverpool. Oh no, it was the Euros before, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Euro 2008, wasn't it, when he sort of burst onto the scene and everyone was like, he scored the winner, they won him the Euros, and everyone was like, oh hello, this kid can be good. And he actually came to Liverpool, and you're like, oh my goodness, this is going to be fun to watch.
And then he tarnished it all by going to Chelsea.
Yeah, and at least he was rubbish.
Even
at Chelsea,
he had a good season, didn't he, to start with?
No,
really?
no, he was rubbish his first. If you look at his stats on like off the Wikipedia or the Premier League stats and whatnot, there's 1 year where he gets like plus 20 goals at Chelsea.
He played 64 games.
He played 64 games. You're like, oh god, he was terrible. But then he did score the famous goal against Barcelona as well for them, didn't he, to get to the Champions League final?
It broke Gary Neville.
Broke Gary Neville, yeah.
Oh,
I was gonna say, can you edit the clip in for any does that?
Yeah, I will do.
So this is tough because Shearer obviously.
Either one could go in.
Name Torres and Aguero. It's
for the sake of like the best possible. You might have to concede Torres, but I totally understand. I would totally go with it because I really I just remember watching Match of the Day, and you just watch him being like crazy good. And I remember the game where he scored. No, he didn't score 4 against Arsenal, but he scored like 2 in that game, in that crazy 4-all game. I just I get that. I remember getting him in the match attacks. You'd be like, yeah, I got freaking Torres because he's like the best player in the league at the time. You're like, yes.
If we give you Aguero, can I have Salah?
That's up to James. I'm okay with that.
I think I'm okay with that, to be fair.
Okay, so that's completed our 11, I think.
What's the full 11, James?
Read it back out.
1 second, let me just add them into the squad.
On the official...
into the official squad builder. Right. In goal, Edwin van der Sar. Right back, Pablo Zabaleta.
Uh-huh.
Our 2 centre-backs, Kompany and Ferdinand. Left back, Ashley Cole.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a midfield consisting of Gerrard, Lampard and Yaya Toure. Left wing, Thierry Henry. Right wing, Mohamed Salah. And striker, Sergio Aguero.
That would easily win a Premier League.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, we just need to slot the bench.
Okay, so...
Are we getting one each sort of thing? Is that how we're going to do it?
We're going to do 1 joint defensive, 1 joint midfield, 1 joint attack.
Okay.
Defending wise, how do we feel about Vidic?
We can't look past Vidic. I think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, Vidic is our joint defensive sub. Midfield, because we never got him in. Scholes, maybe.
I was going to say David Silva.
I think I'd take David Silva over Scholes.
Okay, David Silva. I think because the fact that he's still playing now as well.
Yeah.
He's still. Well, I wouldn't say he's as good as ever.
Even then, I do remember when Scholes came back and basically single-handedly won them a league.
Yeah.
He came out of retirement and won Man United league because they were relying on Anderson and stuff like that. So I don't know. Like, again, because I remember watching that, like watching him at 38 and just bossing midfield still, and you're just like, how the heck does he do it? So if you're both Silva, I'll go with Silva, but I'm happy to
go with
concede
Silva.
Scholes.
An honorary mention for Scholes. We've got Vidic, Silva, and striker Torres, maybe.
Fernando Torres, all right, yeah.
The honorary bench player Fernando Torres completes our team.
I'm just curious how many like specific teams we've got in there, like what variation of teams.
We've got a mix of Man United, Liverpool, City/Arsenal,
Chelsea.
What else?
That's it, really, isn't it?
I think that's it, really.
Let's try this. All right, you got one Liverpool,
Man City, and Chelsea, and Arsenal.
What's the most common team in there? United, probably.
Man United, I think. Oh no, Man City, I think.
Oh really? 1, 2.
Yeah, we've got 5 Man City players.
Really?
We've got Aguero, Torre, Company, Zabaleta, and Silva on the bench.
Of course.
Well, it makes sense. Most recent successful team, aren't they?
I think that's this modern City team's probably swayed a lot of our thinking.
Pretty good, aren't they?
Although that is our thoughts. That's our 11. That's our 3 subs bench. Let us know what you think. You can tweet us at @scratch_sport. You can catch us on Instagram at Scratch Radio Sports. Also, make sure you check out our YouTube channel, Scratch Radio Sport Clips. Let us know what you think. It'd be lovely to hear from you, what your team is. Anybody we've missed out that's blaringly obvious. Obviously, we had no Drogba in there, for example. Would you have put him in up front? Let us know. But this was the Pandemic Podcast with Scratch Radio Sports. Thanks for watching. It's goodbye from James and Arthur.
Bye.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.
Hello lovely people, thank you for watching this video on the Scratch Sport YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe,
like the video,
and share it with all your friends.
subscribe.
Done.